Hello! In this video, I'm excited to go over the creation of a curriculum combo using AI. And this is specifically to create a much more engaging and comprehensive interwoven set of curriculum that will connect to other curriculum as well as really reinforcing knowledge for the students. We're heading more and more towards a individualized student knowledge. And so in the next several years, I see that AI is going to be really useful in connecting the current level of student learning to this individualized process. While we are on the road to the custom curriculum process, this demonstration is going to show how to rapidly create a syllabus, a project, a quiz, and rubrics for grading and make them all editable in the future and interrelated. So let's jump in and get started. All right, I'm here. I've got ChatGPT open, but I also have two other tabs open here. I've got a blank Google Doc, and why is that? It's because I want to be able to dictate the prompts that I'm going to be sharing to create the curriculum. Now, there's other software that's out there, as well as the ChatGPT voice-based interface, which I really like using, but it's a little harder to record in terms of doing the screen recording. There's other software like betterdictation.com, which currently is Mac only, but what this does is it's voice dictation, and then it shoots the text that's generated into whatever software that you want. So I'm going to go to this Google Doc. Now, to pull up the voice dictation, you just need to hit Control-Shift-S. When you pull up Control-Shift-S, it should look like this. Now, I'm going to enter the prompts that I have previously jotted down the overall outlines. Give me a syllabus for a 16-week introductory class to Epic Games Unreal Engine for freshman students who have low to none in terms of skills and are very new to the subject matter of creating 3D game art. Create 3 fun projects the students will build upon with the goal that they will have portfolio-based materials by the end of the semester. Create a rubric that will blend into the project that I can use for grading, as well as the students will be aware how I am going to grade them. Create 25 quiz questions that will test and reinforce knowledge connected to the elements in the syllabus. Give me discussion and in-lecture activities to engage students in research and discussion. Using the syllabus, give me an outline for the first lecture period. Help me find examples of images, videos, games, and movies that will engage the students that relate to the content in the syllabus. Are there any other elements you would suggest that would help the learning process? Question mark. Are there questions you can ask me to help clarify or improve the process? Question mark. Awesome. So now I am going to cut and paste these into the ChatGPT into several different threads. That way, when I work on the syllabus, I can iterate on what I like, what I want to improve. And when I go into, I will create a project thread for the projects that I want to work on and generate. I will create a rubric thread, a quiz question thread, and then discussion threads, and then also like sort of the lecture elements. This is a great way to work in order to do curriculum development. The other thing that's really great is that within these threads, they are interrelated. ChatGPT knows that you are working on this entire class. All right, great. I'll cut and paste a few of these in and share the results. All right, I pasted the prompts into ChatGPT. For each one, I created a new chat. Now, right now, each of these is not super identifiable. So one of the things that I would do is you can click on these dots. So like for here, this is new chat. I would rename this Unreal class lecture development. And then maybe I would keep all of these. So this is, what is this? Discussion topics. So then I'd rename this. Great. Even though this one's close, we can call this quiz questions, grading rubric, projects. Let's see, there was one more here. This is the syllabus. I always add an additional one where I'm asking for additional suggestions. I think that's a really key element for the process, because a lot of the time you are proactively asking ChatGPT to do things, but then you also need to ask it, are there things that you're missing? Are there things you forgot? And can it prompt you? So it's an iterative process. There's additional suggestions for development. So I call this additional working questions. So yes, I would go through and I would then just iteratively go through this entire process. I would go into the syllabus and see how that's looking. One of the things that I will be doing in a future video is I will be showing how to integrate these quiz questions into a learning management system. And there's different ways of quickly getting this in for student quizzing and feedback. The key is not to accept any of these straight out. You really need to work these and find out, does this work for your students? And then the other thing that I'll be talking about in another future video is how do you make multiple learning paths for students at different levels? Because that's another thing that's becoming a core element or concern in the learning process. But simply by having these under different criteria makes it a whole lot easier to develop under each thread. And finally, in a future video, I will also talk about fast ways of searching in ChatGPT. All right, so that'll wrap things up. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe.